Hi, Sinful. Things are going fine, thank you. How are you?
Sunseated is now following.
Thank you for the follow, Sunseated. Really appreciate that. And I think we're about to go. Where's the timer? Too many tabs. There. Alright, we're back. Good. Having fun with the POMMERN? Good. POMMERN's a great ship. How's the Eugen?
Arkin_Valik is now following.
Arkin, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, Arkin. Thank you. How is the Eugen? The Eugen's pretty good. You just got a coupon for WoW's anniversary. Oh, okay. Eugen's a very fun ship. Tier 8, very comfortable. She's got a heal.
I think she's got the best camo in the game too with the eagle.
Yeah, you really like that one, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So, guys, I posted the link. I'll post it again for you to our planned ship order today. We'll see where we go. Yes, DJ, that Umikaze game was nuts. And don't forget, she's got 1/4 HE pen. So you just kind of sit her back and be comfortable, and there you go. Big thanks to It's Just Lobo, in case I forgot to thank you for the follow, and Sunseated, thank you as well. You followed during the commercial break, so thank you. She is tough as nails, damn right. Alright, so SAT is playing the tier 4. The German carrier, so let's see how he does. He started with a AP rocket drop. Didn't really accomplish too much with that drop. And same thing with the Orion. He's not really focusing his rocket planes too well there. He should be focusing on the Ducky. I call it the Ducky, the Dukwai. I don't know how to pronounce it. I call it the Ducky. Mumiu, sure. That's why we've got that benefit for subscribers. So yes, I will set up the Ohio to go next. What do we got here? Looks like bombers. Now the bombers are best used. They can work against the cruisers, but they're really best used against battleships. Let's see what he accomplishes here. Not bad. A Citadel hit, and he took out the engines. You're rolling in the WESER, Sinful. Nice, nice. And another hit to the Citadel there with that drop. You note that he didn't try to get behind and turn. He just went straight in and dropped. 2 carriers. Oh, this is... I didn't realize that there's bots on the matchmaking here. That makes it easier for you. So Skull Cowboy, the thing that works the best to get used to that reticle is you basically need to think of, if the ship is directly below you, then you can drop it. If it's like kind of in front, you can't. Also, with the German carriers, look at what happens when you go over that little island. There's like a little bit of a boop. Nice AP rocket there on the Phoenix. It does take a while to get used to, though, and it's very easy to get in the habit. If you play a ton of the other carriers, it's very easy to get in the habit of saying, all right, it's time to start my bomb run now, and then being stuck to it. Oh, nice little lag spike there. SAT is circling around. He's just waiting for the Phoenix to start moving forward again. He can't really strike right away. Phoenix slow down. That should finish him. There it is. One of the Wargaming staff was upset with the island blip yesterday on the Wargaming stream. Classic. Nice. I mean, it really does mess up your angle and your attack runs, so I can completely see that. I like the V-170 chasing the Wyoming over there. That's cool. Here come the AP bombers over the Orion now. Ryan's doing a nice job of not really turning too much. Now he's starting to turn, but it's too late. One Citadel hit. Nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the mic up just a little bit higher up as well. There we go. Now I can see the ribbons. Duckman, let me know if I'm sounding too quiet now. I can turn myself up if I need to. That sounded kind of weird. Sure, Dante. Do I have a Montana replay? Dante, where's your Montana replay? It has to be the current patch. It can't be the last cycle. I don't see it in the Discord unless I'm looking in the wrong spot. It's 10 days old? Okay, I'm not able to cover that one, Dante, then. I'm really sorry, but with the change of the patch, it's not possible anymore. And as a matter of fact, I'm so glad that I got in the habit of doing that, because with the current patch that just dropped, Wargaming, the Wargaming launcher now interferes with the launching of the older versions of the game, starting with the last version. So even if I had backed up that, that version of the game, there's no way I could have gotten into your replay, sadly enough. There's the double Citadel. You see also how SAT is dropping those bombs relatively early. I think that's a key to using the AP dive bombers as well. Now I've got replays of the WESER and the Manfred von Richthofen as well, so we can look at those and see how the carriers change over time as they go up the tiers. Oops. Yeah, I know it's pronounced WESER. I just call it the WESER because it's got a W in the name. Yeah, I didn't make up the language. I just try to follow it. Not using biplanes is a good start. Well, you know, tier 4. And there's the kill. Just 2 ships, 2 carriers, and 1 battleship left. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward because not much is happening in the game to comment on. Torpedo run. Now see how closely you can drop your torpedoes there because of the speed. You don't have to worry about trying to lead the target that much. Oh, gang, it just tore a big hole into that Wyoming. I'm surprised that SAT turned his carrier around. I might have, at this point, just sent them either straight at the enemy carriers up to the north, or I might have sent it straight at the Wyoming. Got to get those secondaries involved, right? Both carriers die, or both battleships down there die, so all that's left is carriers next. Ew, that's the... Wow, I've never seen the Hermes with that camo from up top. That looks disgusting. No secondary memes in Tier 4? Why not? Yeah, the Ocean Soul camo, right. I like to call it the 1940s swimsuit camo or something. Dread Pirate, how you doing, man? Happy Friday to you. And that happens to me so much in these German ships. You just take a flak puff and then poof, there goes your strike. Well, thanks, Dread. Yeah, well, right. He did fly into that combat patrol as well, yes. But that's a team building exercise, right? For himself. And look at what you can do with AP rockets against those battleships. Kind of showcased that with the Lowenhart game earlier. Wait, is it pronounced Lovenhart then? Ready for school? We get kids in 2 Mondays. Dread, I go back to school on Monday. And no, I'm not ready. But it is what it is.
Oh, you sound guarding.
Thanks. Gonna kill your WoW's time? It's gonna kill my WoW's time. It's gonna kill my stream time. I'm only gonna be able to stream on Sundays now. So today is the last Friday stream for a long time. Kinda sucks. Uh-oh. CSAT, if you would have gone for the secondary memes, man. Well, the teachers that aren't tech savvy, I'll tell you what, they're gonna get tech savvy pretty quick. 5 minutes left. It's just 2-on-2 now. Oh, there you go. That actually opens things up quite a bit for you. Oh, by the way, while you guys are all here, just a reminder, I'm giving away a... What is it? I think. Oh, nice double Citadel. A Z35 on Sunday. So make sure you come back on Sunday from 12 to 6 p.m. Central Standard. You can win yourself a free premium ship, courtesy Wargaming. Nice. I'm getting ready to detach the camera. I don't know if I can, actually, in a carrier game. Just ram at this point, right? Nice hit there. Double Citadel, high caliber. Secondary's going off. What the? I can't detach. Nope, I can. There we go. There we go. Now you guys can watch the secondary duel. Because that's fun.
Bravest Fan 98 is now following.
Braves fan, thank you very much for the follow. And there it is. Wow. That took a lot more than I expected to end up getting that win there, huh? Alright, Moomies, here comes your Ohio game. Iron Meals, I think ranked is another week and a half long or something. Braves fan, have you played Lowenhard yet? Yes, I did. I played it at the start of the stream. I did my review for it. Do you have it yet, or are you thinking about picking it up? Not playing the Fall Guy stuff? I don't know what that means, Armios.
The new game that came out.
There's a new game called Fall Guy? What?
Yeah.
Oh.
I decided to jump in here if that's fine.
No, get out. I'm kidding. Yes, it's fine. Your accent, is that German?
No, I'm actually from Finland.
Finland. Okay, I'm sorry.
Not a problem. We have some similarities.
Alright, well, that's true. I'm only used to, there's only one Finn that I know of that I'm used to hearing, so I'm just used to that accent. And we all know who I'm talking about.
Lambas?
He's in Croatia. Anyway. Thinking of getting it, what's your TLDR review?
Of the match?
No, he's saying what's the TLDR of the Lowenhart? I think it's fun. But it's a tier 6, so, you know, get it if you want a tier 6. Okay, cool. I'm just catching up on chat now. So, Moomis, what do you think of the Ohio?
I think fun. I tried to get it to work with secondary build, but I didn't really. After running a few tests, I didn't really think it to be too efficient. So I'm just mostly running a normal battleship build. Got it.
So that means that you don't like to get in really close and
Oh no, I like to play a lot of with Kerr first, but I don't think I just couldn't get Ohio secondary build to work. I mean, it just I don't know, I just couldn't get it to work.
That's alright. Now you're waiting here because you're trying to see if that Stalingrad's going to turn back out, right, to get behind the island?
Yeah.
Got it. And he does exactly what you expect him to do, except your shells look like they're a little behind.
Yeah, they're slightly.
Still decent damage, though, with that hit. Monfonia, what about the Yamato? Yamato, you definitely don't want to spec it for secondaries. You might be able to get away with doing it with the Shikishima. SAT, I just did your RHEIN game, the tier 4 carrier. Okay, now at this point, you've got a Georgia who's just coming out of the... And he's coming up broadside, so he might get himself whacked pretty quickly. But the only reason I bring that up is because clearly the enemy has a stronger force at sea.
Yeah, I wasn't really planning on pushing. I just tried to like support, delay the push mostly.
Of course. But the reason I bring that up is because these are the kinds of things that most players should be thinking of when they have that time between salvos and take stock of the situation, what's going on. You making this turn like this gives you an exit, gives you that out. What I see a lot of players do is just go straight into sea and then expect us to do something with that. Secondary spec Tachibana Lima? That's terrible, DJ. Yeah, SAT, that was a great game, especially down to the secondary memes. Now the Conqueror looks like he might push around the island, so you could set up for that.
Just pushing my luck.
Yeah, well, I mean, because he disappeared. I'm amazed you got any hits, to be quite frank, but hey, 2 hits is better than none. Yes, the Tachibana secondary is a cook with a rifle.
I need intelligence data. I owe you one.
You could try putting your plane up. The plane could spot something that's near the island. It might have spotted that Soyuz actually before he spotted you.
Okay. I was quite lucky to not get slapped harder by the Soviet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's...
Once again, your shells seem a little behind. Hi, Stevie. And now you're in like such a target-rich environment. You're like, who do I shoot?
Yeah.
I would shoot the Conqueror personally. He's more flat broadside and he's slowing down. And he's got a bigger citadel you can whack.
Yeah, I chose the Georgia and just tried to focus him down.
Come here, Stevie. Those of you guys who like cat cams, here we go. Stevie cam. Nice citadel.
Should have popped the heal by now too.
The heal might be a good idea, yeah. Absolutely. Do I think the POMMERN secondaries are better than Georgia's? You just played a few games, getting better average secondary hits than the Georgia. Maybe I'm rushing too much with it to know. Well, the POMMERN secondaries are 128s, so you're definitely going to get more penetrating hits with them. And maybe that's what you're noticing. You're doing more damage with your secondaries than with your Georgia. Staying alive, as far as the Slava Siegfried Ohio questions, I don't like the Slava. I bought it because I could, but I don't like it, so I'd probably rank that at the bottom. I'd say if you like playing with secondaries, then Siegfried is your pick. You could also do the same with Ohio, though. And if you like American battleships, then Ohio's your pick. I could have sworn the POMMERN had the 128s, but obviously I can't look that up right now, Nevermore.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
And to be quite honest, if it does have 105s and 150s, It's still going to have fantastic pen because the 150s will pen 38 millimeters armor, and the 105s, well, they'll pen cruiser armor at least. Oh my god. Okay, so the enemy team said we've got the advantage at sea, and then just didn't know what to do once the destroyer left the area.
Yeah.
And then you're taking advantage of it.
They all of them are just showing broadside. I mean, this was just such ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yes, zoom out. Stevie loves me. He enjoys being on my lap. Palmer does have the 105s and 150s. Alright, thanks SAT and Black Belt. Yeah, kiting ships here is a good way to do things. You got that Georgia that's coming up. Yep. I like how you're talking to the team about that and letting them know, hey, this guy's really low. And maybe the Manfred can help you out with that or whatever. Now, Zoomwall, keep in mind, I'm not playing the game. I'm looking at a replay of the game. That being said, I've got a fun story I'll tell you when I'm in between games. Just remind me.
That's how it's done.
Mumius, is this on the EU server?
Yes.
Okay. Trying to decide between picking up Georgia, Pommern, or Luchens. Why not get all three, Deadliest? So at this point, you figure you can go back into sea now. The enemy Conqueror is retreating. Your flank is secure. Although you do have that Stalingrad that might be a pesky thorn in your side. But you're down on ships now. By what, 2? 2. DJ, you gotta do your daily missions every day. Do the daily, what is it? 6 stages, whatever. And then you gotta always do more resources containers. And you'll get a bunch of coal pretty quick. Yeah, Georgia's still a solid pick for coal, absolutely. Nice hit there. Conqueror got way too aggressive trying to get his front turrets on you.
Attention. Reporting a target position.
Right now, I just realized in what kind of situation I managed to get myself into.
Yep.
With 2 Alaskas pushing into the B, and I wasn't capable of finishing the Conqueror.
Yep. Also, okay, I was gonna say, you didn't DCP earlier as the torpedo bombers were coming in, and I was gonna ask you why that's the case, because even if the torpedo bombers did hit you and cause a flood, you'd still be invincible for 20 seconds or whatever, right? Or immune from the flooding.
Yeah.
Hey, Son, how you doing? How's Toby doing? Piva says we need more Pommerns for more HP to farm. There you go. Better? Good. And here comes the death pick. Yeah! Moomus, not only did you send in a pretty good game showing how amazing these guns are at penetrating stuff, you also got me a death pick, so thank you.
You're welcome. I was
Beelbro
hoping to
underscore
particularly
shaggings cheered
hear
Dex
your
100. Take this, you Lord of the
analysis on
Ocean.
what could I have done better at the end. I
Yeah.
mean, with us losing quite heavily.
So, this is one of those situations where your team has lost. I paused the game and we can blow out the minimap a little bit more here. You went into C figuring, I have to make something happen because we are losing at A now and we're losing at B. Somehow, your team that had the numerical advantage at A just got themselves killed. Now, you guys did a really nice job of kiting away and you know, killing the ships that were chasing you like the Georgia. But I think the big problem is, well, quite frankly, your Hindenburg. He's not in a position to really help you out. And when you go into make a final push or whatever, ideally you would like to have another ship with you. Unfortunately, he is playing the kind of like the long farm game where he's just trying to get as much damage as he can before the game is over. You did lose. I think you had somebody else behind you for a little bit too. When you started going in C, you started going in there, and I could have sworn there was another friendly ship over here. That might have been your Alaska that moved all the way south and then died over here. So I can see you thinking, hey, I'm set. I can go in and I can make this work. You did a nice job communicating with the team earlier, and I think it might have been helpful for you to try to communicate, especially with that Hindenburg, and say, hey, can you get closer? Can you support? I'm going in. I mean, your Richthofen is all the way down in J10, so I mean,
Yeah.
you know, there's only so much that you can do as an individual. Like you said, what could I have done differently? The only thing that you could have done differently would have been to approach C from a different angle. When I saw that Stalingrad here, I'm thinking to myself, I do not want to open up two angles. So let me go back to where you started coming in. You know, I don't want to open up two angles, right? One angle to the Conqueror and one to the Stalingrad. Now, you were turning in order to be able to try to kill the Conqueror, and then I think you were saying to yourself, all right, I'm going to kill the Conqueror, and then I'm going to go kill the Stalingrad, right?
Yeah, I was mostly also thinking that if the Stalingrad pushes, he's gonna show me broadside, so I can just slap him if he comes, but that didn't go as planned.
Right, right. And so this might be a situation where, I mean, especially once you saw the Alaskas pushing into B cap, you could have tried to go kiting away stance. You could have tried turning up to the north and then maybe like heading towards the 10 line. Of course, the problem is you're going to lose this game no matter what. You know, coming out broadside to the Stalin, of course, is going to be ultimately what kills you. But it doesn't really matter if you die in that moment or you live for another, you know, what, minute and a half or something like that, and then you end up getting killed anyways. So, I guess going back to your original question, I don't know that I would have done anything really different in that situation other than just trying to communicate and get some assistance. But your assistance was dying pretty rapidly, so I don't know if you'd be able to, you know, to achieve that. So,
unfortunate situation.
It is, but it's one that we all face when we play the game, and it's just something you have to move on from, and you know, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, you can't win every game.
No, you can't. All you can do is try to maximize what you get out of the games that you play. And I think you did a nice job in that process. I mean, you got a lot of good Citadel hits, you did some decent damage. I would imagine you came in first or second on the losing team.
I most likely did. I probably have a screenshot somewhere, but I'm too lazy to open it right now. It's funny, so far my Ohio experiences have been that people just like to show me broadside.
Oh yeah?
And, well, this game didn't just prove my point.
Right. Hey, Tiny Bismarck. Well, thank you, Moomis, for giving me the replay and joining in the voice comm. It's always nice to be able to talk through stuff with players.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Probably most likely sending another one in at some point, but I'll let you know when it comes.
By all means, send away. And thank you again for subscribing too.
Thank you. Have a nice stream.
Will do. All right, there's a lot of things I have to do now. Then we got the next game going up. So hold on a second. Let me page Edge case. Let Edge know we got his game up. I need to thank a couple of people here. I need to thank Bilbro Shaggins for the cheers. Take this, you Lord of the Ocean, he says. And then he rated me as well with 25 people. So thank you very much, Bilbro. Really do appreciate that. Well, good time. There's Edge case. Awesome. Oh, Stevie's settling in his bed now. Let's turn off the lap cam.
It's just Lobo just subscribed.
Lobo, thank you very much for the sub. Using that free Twitch Prime sub. Nice. Tiny Bismarck, hi. You're just chilling. Submitted replay. Nice, nice. I did have a story I wanted to tell. I'll tell it between the next couple games if there's nothing crazy going on. I want to be able to focus, of course, on what Edgecase is doing here in the WESER. This one's got the replay bug where I can't pull up the team composition or anything like that. That's okay. So I saw at the start you've got a failed div on your team. You've got a tier 4. I think he's dived with a Marblehead or something like that. Whatever. Their Marblehead saw you coming in, turned away, so you turned towards the Molotov. Of course, your AP rockets aren't going to do anything against a bow on cruiser. It is what it is. But here comes your attempt to turn around, and now you might be able to smack this Molotov. Let's see what happens. Triple Citadel. And that's the difference when it comes to working with those AP rockets. You absolutely have to nail these ships on the side. Anyway, those of you guys that were part of Bilbro's raid and everybody else too, welcome to SAS Replay Theater. Thanks for coming and hanging out. It's Friday. It's Friday afternoon. It's always a good time. And right now we're doing Edge Cases replay in the WESER, the Tier 6 German carrier. And look at Edge's positioning. Very aggressive there at the start. Edge says, I'm not happy with WESER's AP rockets. In general, cruisers at Tier 6 turn really fast. And yeah, so I found Edge when I was going through the WESER. It's best to focus on cruisers that are distracted by something else. Wingspan, what's up? So if you think of, if you can find a cruiser that is actively trying to dodge a battleship or something like that and spamming at long range, that's going to be your pick. The thing is, it just takes that extra time to try and set up for that pick. Nice job with the torpedo earlier on the Farragut, by the way. He was almost dead. Yeah, he did have last stand, so you just smacked him. And just like that, you've lost your Tier 4. Nice torpedo hit there on the smoke. Alright, so now you've got your AP bombers. Time to go to the Queen Elizabeth. Oh, cool. I just received a Twitch container from watching my own stream. I love when that happens. It's the best you can hope for, right? 2 Citadels. CVs are, yeah, the German carriers are very frustrating. Not sure how hard, but German CVs seem to be how CVs ought to have been designed in the first place. Not being able to decide over life and death. Dutch, I agree with you. Completely agree with you. The only problem is that now that we've established the other carrier lines, we have to do something about them to try to bring things in line with the German carriers as well. Look at that, the enemy carrier is trying to AP rocket you. That's cute. Nerf him in the butt, you say? That drop I might have not done, Edge. But okay, fine, you can get a torp on him. The only reason why is just because it's really hard, I find, to hit a destroyer from bow on. Sideways or from the rear actually yield better results than I would expect. Take away the butt anchors, right, Deadliest? Tried to get that torpedo in, couldn't make it happen. Self cross drop, right? Well, now that aggressive positioning is causing you some problems, as obviously everybody says, hey, there's the carrier, let's shoot the carrier. Molotov would be a really good pick right now. So you might want to switch over to AP rocket soon. Oh, that Omaha got slapped. Here come those AP rockets. I would say though, if you nerf balance the CVs to bring them in line with the German CVs, you end up with the skill gap between good players and the rest, just as before the CV word. Oh, that is true, Dutch. That is very true. Pommern's a tier 9, so $77 is pretty cheap for a tier 9. I know, it's crazy I just said that. Alright, like Edge was reading my mind, he is gonna go for the kill on the Molotov.
Shadow 123
Nice.
4321X is now following.
Shadow, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. Make sure you hit exclamation point ticket to get into our raffle drawing. Have fun, SAT. Enjoy work. This is my last weekday stream, so I'll be going back to work myself too soon. No Citadel there, oh well. Wow, that Lowenhart's really up there. And look at the level of coordination with the enemy team. All of them together in B, just ripping your planes to shreds. Wow. That's impressive. Yeah, exactly. No drop for you. Well, Duckman, don't forget, of course, you can pick up the POMMERN for coal as well. Or if you're lucky, in that container, like Edge mentioned. But, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money. No doubt. Yashin, you picked it up for doubloons, huh? So rather than going for this blob of ships, I might go for the Queen Elizabeth and the Congo
Highway
instead.
Save 944 is now following.
It's okay, but you're really enjoying it. That's what matters most, man. If you're enjoying it, then there you go. Flyaway Safe, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate it. We are getting close, very close to 5,000 followers, and that's extremely exciting. Because when we get there, I get to give away wargaming stuff on their dime, which is awesome. Now here, I think I would... I don't know, I'd like to see you focusing more on the Omaha than the Nicholas. I think the Omaha's the bigger... Well, not so much threat, but easier ship to get out of the game. There you go.
Gegnerischer Kreuzer zerstört.
Oh, okay, so you had to buy some more doubloons so that you can pick up the POMMERN. Got it. Destroyers are such annoying ships. Hmm. Now, the AP rockets are still useful against destroyers. It's just you don't get as much damage as you're used to, so, you know, keep that in mind. At this point, there's only 3 ships left on your team.
Team steht kurz vor dem Sieg.
All that for 1 overpen. Wow.
Matsuni is now following.
Maxuni, thank you for the follow. Love the name. How are you today? Happy Friday. And don't forget to get into our giveaway. Bloke away. So how do I like the Lowenheart? It's okay, Lancer. The problem with the Lowenheart, in my opinion, is it's a tier 6. I'm just not going to play it. I mean, I might play it if I'm playing operations. Nice double Citadel. I'll bet the Bayern was thinking about that as you hit him.
Gegnerische Team steht kurz vor dem Sieg.
Did Moser giving suggestions to raid already? No, not that I know of. Why would I not play your Dutch? I just so when I play the game, I play the game to grind missions, ship lines, what have you.
Mein gegnerisches Schlachtschiff.
And so at this point, in my personal experience playing the game, I have no value to playing the Lowenheart. Because I've finished all of my tier 6 ships, and I've got no missions that require me to do things that are tier 6 specific. Classic, it's actually a subscriber camouflage code, not a CC container, I think. Right, Puddin'? We're giving away a CC, sorry, a subscriber
Camo code.
Yeah. And it's one of the last ones. We haven't gotten the new set of codes yet, Classic. We won't get those till next week. Operations with the carrier, that's a 10-minute queue wait. Wow.
Yes, I do believe it says rigged CC camo code.
Now, the nice thing about the operations is it's a really good place to get some practice with, especially with the German carriers with the AP rockets. I think that's a really good opportunity for you to learn that skill, which will then transfer over to the other carriers up the line. But yeah, I mean, unless Kraken decided that they wanted to start playing the Lowenheart and clan battles, or there's a ranked at tier 6 and I wanted to play the Lowenheart for whatever reason, I just don't see a reason to play the ship. Now, if I was a newer player, if I wanted to grind up a captain, fine. That makes perfect sense.
I mean, it's still a decent trainer for your CV captains, for your Germans.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and that's what I was trying to say. Like, if you wanted to build up a captain, then that's fine. Edge, just when they're redeemed, yeah. No difference in the codes. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up with chat and the game at the same time. Why did you drop on a bow on Queen Elizabeth? Wow, okay. Because, okay. Alright. Do you need IFHE on the GROBE? Are you talking about like the Crows occur first, Guapo? If you're talking about the German battleship, then no. And there's the kill. And the Kraken! Hey!
Das Schlachtschiff zerstört.
I'll tell you what, Edge, this game got extremely hairy. Seven carriers, one battleship so far in your queue for operations? Huh, okay. Lucky win, to which you respond, is there any other kind? Very nice, Edge. Alright, next up is a Manfred von Richthofen. Yeah, the Farragut... I mean, it looked like the Farragut not only capped things, but he also managed to kill the Lowenhart. So that really helped you. Oh, the story! What was the story about? Oh, one-handed gameplay. So, picture this if you will. I'm not wearing the right shirt for it, but that's okay. 2 years ago now, in November, 2 years ago, back in November, I was at Anchors Away Anaheim. Wargaming brought me out to participate in that event, go on the Iowa and do the player gathering, all that kind of stuff. Of course, they put us up in a hotel as well. We're all out downstairs eating breakfast. Sea Raptor, myself, Radar X, who's gone now, unfortunately, Femininely, and a couple other people I can't think of off the top of my head right now. But we were all sitting down at breakfast, and I brought my laptop with me. Because if there's one thing that people need to understand about me, it's that I'm hardcore when it comes to this game. I always get my third container. Okay, like that's just who I am. So I pulled out my laptop, and after eating, I start playing the laptop while I finish. So literally, I had my right hand on the mouse, and I think I was eating something. I think it was like a Danish or something. And somebody commented to me, I think it was Fem. She said, "What are you doing playing the game one-handed?" And I said, "That's how you become a Unicum in warships." It was fun. To which she responded, "Well, I'm also a Unicum, you know." I said, "Well, that's just because you're a CV main." Those were good old days. That was before the rework, all that stuff. I think it was before the... Yeah, it was before the rework. Is it true? Is it true that that's how you become a Unicum? Just play the game one-handed? No. I don't think so. But I think as you get more practice, you know, you can kind of do that to a certain extent. Anyway, I should probably ping Captain Badger because this is his game.
Feuerunterstützung.
And he's going up toe-to-toe with the Marceau. That's an interesting choice. Nope. Almost on the bow. Yes, my new nickname is One Hand Tasian, or Three Containers Tasian. Thanks, Edge. You reset one line for 2 times research points. That's right, Monko. Yep, I do. You have to complete the line to get it. Yes, you have to. So there's a certain amount of points in each ship as you go up, and if I remember right, it's 10,000 in the tier 10 alone. So you definitely need to finish it. Slava's yours on the 14th, Predator? Nice. I picked up the Slava on Wednesday. I haven't played it yet. I don't even know if I will bother. Tiny Bismarck, welcome to the Discord. That's true, Duckman. Some people do have to play one-handed. Super comes play with left hand only then? Lol. And look at this beautiful rocket attack on a broadside Moskva. 8 citadels. 8 citadels. That Moskva deserved that slapping. Wow. Wow, somebody clip that. That was fantastic. That's the one thing that's nice about this ship with this entire line, really, is that you can punish bow on cruiser play really well with your torpedoes, of course, with your AP bombers, and of course with your rockets. Yeah, Predator. Resource Bureau isn't that bad if you use camo and signals, and there's so much of it out there. And you do what I do, you know, you use ranked as an opportunity to grind up ship lines. I'm looking forward to ranked sprints and doing some tier 9 action. Now the Moskva's starting to move, so he's already turning out because he sees what's coming. So yeah, and you see the difference there between fully broadside and angled. Oh, hey Badger, how you doing? And look at that. Poor Moskva. You're just bullying that Moskva.
Really is a night and day comparison, the Parzival.
And why is that?
The Parzival feels like you're struggling to get damaged. The RICHTHOFEN doesn't.
Okay. In terms of a specific aircraft type or just in general?
In terms of all the aircraft types.
Okay. Shadow's asking, how hard is it to play the tier 10? And you said since it's doing what you want it to do, it's easier, yeah. I'm guessing...
Far easier.
Is this with everything upgraded?
Nope. First 2 squadrons are stock. The dive bombers are the only ones upgraded.
I remember you posting that, that's why I wanted to bring that up.
And the captain skills.
Oh, is he still retraining?
No, fully retrained. It's a sort of secondary. Because if you're not building them for like light secondaries, then what are you doing?
Right, because LOL.
Oh, also because their secondaries are the most effective in the game, and they have the highest concealment of any carrier in the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not using that, then what are you doing?
Just barely missed that Des Moines there. Lancer Ulysses, yeah, Arun's got some good advice in there. Yep. So you shouldn't grind Parzival in ranked? Definitely do it, Edge.
Parzival's not bad in ranked. It's got better aircraft than the Zeppelin. Graf Zeppelin has the secondary memes. The Parzival has the aircraft. I'm not saying the Parzival's got bad aircraft, just that it feels like you're struggling to get damage compared to the RICHTHOFEN.
Yep. Oh, Marceau detonated. Lol. You're trying to get on the Des Moines side, but of course he's kind of turning.
Not soon enough.
Yeah, he's still got a Citadel on him at least. The Graf Zeppelin secondaries get nerfed? I don't think they did.
No, not even close.
Duckman says he did okay in the public test with the RICHTHOFEN, and you suck in carriers. There you go. Now you guys have the lead just because you've got caps, but you're down 2 ships to theirs, so time for you to even the score, huh?
The RICHTHOFEN can change that very quickly, yes.
I like how you just casually turn right over the Des Moines like you just don't care.
I really don't. Which is funny considering the Richthofen has the weakest aircraft in terms of HP of any carrier in the game.
It's extremely weak, yeah. But I mean, you did lose 2 or 3 possibly of those planes, but it didn't matter. You were still able to get your strike off.
Exactly.
Yeah, the German camo is beautiful. Absolutely agreed. Any idea if we get a free captain respec anytime again? Demo Sir, it's been asked several times. We have no clue. Trust me, we are asking Wargame about that.
I would actually disagree. The dive bombers are not where most of the damage comes from. I'd say the rockets are because you're hitting cruisers with them, and you will nuke half of a cruiser's HP with one good rocket run easily.
Oh, that was dirty. I just saw those bombs coming in right on that deck of that Kurfürst. Oof.
Yeah.
Well, but the AP bombers definitely do good damage, but like you're saying, the idea is that damage isn't as much compared to what you can do to a cruiser with a good rocket strike, and that's the key, a good rocket strike.
Yeah. A single island camping cruiser is easily just dead. The Richthofen punishes island camping like no other carrier I can see.
Mm-hmm. Guys, you got a
You want to
20k.
camp next to that island, won't be ready to lose basically your entire citadel because of Richthofen.
Well, and that's what you did to the Moskva before you hopped in.
Exactly.
Lobo, dropping the strike on the water, that's pre-dropping. He sent his planes back to the carrier so that they could be ready for the next strike. It's a strategy involved in preserving your planes so that you have them available when you need it the most, which is the end game.
It's one of the very few carriers that consider actively doing that in.
And for the AP bombers, you get 4 strikes, so the idea is you pre-drop one of them so you get 2 strikes in on an enemy target. 2 full ones at least, then you just recall, right? That back to map was him moving the carrier's autopilot. I'm guessing you're turning it south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make more active use of the carrier autopilot than most people. I'll use it to evade torpedoes at times by just quickly changing its course into torpedo bombers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the map, you see how the concealment is basically the same as secondary range. That's the reason I go for the secondary concealment deck.
Right. If they can see you, you can shoot back.
Basically.
Unless it's a destroyer.
And at the end of the match, you'll see why. That's the other reason why I do it. The German
Oh.
carriers are very good for kind of a last-ditch effort sort of thing.
Man, you just manhandled that Slava. Hey, Gary. Alec, I'd love to play American carriers. If there's any replays of said American carriers, sure. But we're at the point now where we're focusing on doing replay analysis. Maybe Sunday we can do some American carriers. We'll see. I've got one that I'm testing that I can't play in front of you guys, unfortunately.
If you do the Arc Royal replay that I sent in right after this, I can comment that one as well. If later, though, I can't.
Okay. To be honest, I wasn't planning on it.
I was just throwing it out there. If you don't want to, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't mean to offend you at all. I've got POMMERN listed next,
Yeah.
and we'll see. AP rockets now. This is a bit of a risky maneuver coming in like this, though, huh? Because you're
Just the one rocket run. That's plenty. Plus, I mean, they service quickly enough that I'm not worried about this for losses.
Okay. Just catching up on chat. You feel bad for the pilots, Alec? They regenerate, it's okay.
The cloning banks work overtime, it's okay.
Mm-hmm. And 3 bombs and 3 citadels.
I'm not disputing the AP bombs on the Richthofen are disgusting. They are. They make the Hercuryu pre-nerf look bad.
I'm assuming you were waiting to see if the Minotaur survived the engagement with the Yamato?
Oh yeah, I saw that he did.
You also don't have a lot of rockets available right now, so... Dutch, okay, yeah, sure. Tiny Bismarck's Brawling in an Alsace replay. Yeah, let me see if I can find that.
I mean, in fairness, the French battleships are great brawlers.
Oh, I see it. So that torpedo drop was assuming the Minotaur was going to pull forward around the corner or something, or?
No, it was to get them out of there quickly and to save them. The idea with the drop was to get them down at a lower altitude where they weren't going to get shot at by AA.
Okay.
Because changing altitudes is too easy.
Pick up pilots for buffs. Now that would be interesting, Edge. Kind of like the arms race mode. There's a little buff that appears where the pilots drown. Or
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting.
Japanese submarines pick up pilots, get a recon plane that you can throw up, the I-700.
Right? All is Hindenburg. Wow. Imagine if only you had that other rocket available. That would have been a one-hit.
Yep, and at this point I throw my carrier into the fight because that's what Germans do. Last ditch, do what you can. German carriers are just kind of aggression incarnate with the way they're designed.
Yeah.
I like how people try to say that German torpedoes are bad and then the Richthofen's torpedoes exist.
Yep. Now you're staying bow on to the Moskva because you're trying to prevent him obviously from hitting you with AP.
I'm just trying to attract his fire because Lel, carrier, OP shoot first. And it's working, so our Hindenburg is taking advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I keep telling people, shoot the carrier last. The carrier is not the threat. The ship shooting at you is.
And there he goes, with the Citadel hit. Okay, so you still have that Slava to the north, the Midway, and the Hindenburg. You're loving how much of a dark horse the RHEIN is? What's RHEIN in rank this season?
Unser Sieg ist in Sicht.
It's hard to hit citadels in Blitz. No one ever got 27 citadel hits? Huh.
But Blitz doesn't have the Richthofen, so... Or does it? I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah.
So, you have once again gained the point lead and finally got ship parity. Oh, That bomb hit just in front of the rear turret.
Really should have been an ammo wreck if you think about it.
Hmm. Oh, he probably had the flag. That secret talisman, you know?
But yeah, my assessment of the Richthofen is that there's definitely a place for it in competitive. It's very easy to counter, though. All you have to do is blob up with anti-air heavy ships, and you will effectively deny this carrier any chance of hitting it. A pair of Des Moines with a Minotaur together, that's a no-fly zone for this ship.
Gotcha. I have no idea, Deadliest, what the current damage record is.
Gegnerischer Kreuzer versenkt.
And you just
Nice
wanted
thing
to...
about
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about the Richthofen is that in late game matches, those matches where the carriers are the last two alive, the Richthofen is not a carrier.
Well, it's a cruiser and carrier.
It's a Massachusetts with planes.
And the game ended. Aww. I was looking forward to seeing what happened there.
Yeah.
Alright, well hey, thanks for sending that in, man, and it was great to see the new hotness out and about.
Yep. Frankly, doesn't need a nerf. It's balanced in the fact that its aircraft are so fragile, effective anti-air use denies it really any chance of doing anything formidable.
Mm-hmm.
I just took advantage of people being dumb in that match.
Gotcha. Alright, so next up is going to be the ALSACE game.
Alright, I'll leave you to it then.
Yeah, no
Whenever you
problem.
decide to show that Dark Royal, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get to it today or what. I have the replay, so...
Yep.
Take care, man. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.
Tiny Bismarck, you're welcome to jump into voice on the Discord if you want.
Hello.
Oh, hey there. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Cool. AKA Cat.
Yes.
Alright.
I mean, that's what all my friends call me, so.
Got it. So you got the ALSACE, you're rocking the German camo. Nice. And is it a secondary build?
It just has advanced firing training.
Got it. Is that because you don't have enough points, or did you put them someplace else?
It's because I don't have enough points. I'm not going to make it a pure secondary build, because you need the fire prevention.
Okay, I see where you're going. So you're AFT, fire prevention. Are you picking up concealment as well?
Yeah, I will be.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. That's an interesting choice, because before the IFHE rework, a secondary spec French battleship was really something to watch out for, especially with all in on secondaries, so AFT, manual secondaries, and IFHE. But now, there isn't really much of a point to go too much into secondaries.
Yeah, you have to be far more cautious of your health and just burning out.
Right. Right. Have you thought about swapping AFT for manual secondaries?
I've thought about it, but given the brawl you're going to see, and I tend to get in those situations a little bit too often for my own good, just constantly swinging the mouse around trying to control click everybody within range is a little intense.
Fair enough. And that's really important when we talk about builds is you have to think about, you know, what works for you as a player more so than anything else. So, do you have a Massachusetts?
I do.
Okay, and I'm guessing you don't have manual secondaries on the Massachusetts, right?
No, I do for that one. I also
really?
have manual secondary on my GK and Turbits.
Awesome.
Now, coming up here, I get myself into a pretty terrible position and just have to run away.
Also known as the French maneuver, right? No, I'm kidding.
I mean...
Mesh TV, thank you for the follow, by the way.
I just get myself in a really bad crossfire. I didn't realize so many of them stayed close to the middle.
Ooh, I got the minimap really big. You mean in terms of your team or the enemy team?
The enemy team.
Okay. So one thing that I will say at the start is, yeah, you're being way too aggressive with the ship. Usually an ALSACE is, I like to think of it more as a second line second line battleship. Like typically, I like when I ground through these, I like to be behind like my German battleship. So like the POMMERN, even though he's so far behind you, you almost want to be kind of like E2 or something like that right now, because that gives you that flexibility to be able to turn out if you need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Like, I mean, that's one of my issues. Is I'm a DD main, so I have to get my over aggression. I have to try and keep it in control and not in a DD.
So I'm the same. I have the same problem. Let's get back to regular speed. I have the same problem. Like I'll play a certain class, like Destroyer or something, and then I'll play Battleship, and then I'll be like, wait, what ship am I in? And then get myself into tons of trouble.
I'm just so sad this didn't happen while I was on stream.
Oh, you stream too?
See, I do, but like toward the end, you'll see there's some really ludicrous things that I should not have survived and yet came out on top of.
Well, there you go. Backing up here is a good idea. You could, at this point, start turning a little bit to try to get the island covering more of your left side. Now, why are you continuing to shoot AP into the Bismarck?
Panic.
Okay. Generally speaking, when I start the game, especially with the French, because they only have the puny 380mm guns, I typically start with HE loaded, so that I can smack the battleships and set them on fire. Or if I see a destroyer, I can break all of its things early on.
Okay, I'll have to adjust that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's a player preference, Here you could be shooting HE at the Bismarck. He DCP'd so you can get back on fire, but you did get a 7K salvo through the Bismarck superstructure, so that works too. Edge is bringing up pre-healing, the idea that if you know you're going to burn a certain amount and that's going to get you to that full amount of heal, then you might as well start the heal earlier. And yeah, you're looking pretty toasty here already. You're down to 30 of your health.
Yep.
Agent L just got whacked. Your div mate over there.
Yeah, both of my mates actually died pretty early on.
Oh, I didn't even notice you have a Georgia div mate on the other side of the map. So you guys split up, figuring that way you can cover the map together?
Well, that way we know the situation on both sides of the map.
Mm-hmm. Yes, B-Cup, this is a cover my replay. I hear I might be shooting at the Helena instead, just because he... I mean, you're going to have a better chance to do damage, I think, with your AP on the Helena than the bow on a Zumo. Looks like you've noticed that the Iowa is in B-cap. Are you going to try to head him off there?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Now, alternately, there's one other thing you could have done. Instead of turning this way, you could have gone straight to where the Pommern and Atlanta are, because you would have come out with broadside shots on the Iowa, but this way's fine too, because the way he's turning.
Well, I also noticed that the direction he's heading, he's gonna be forced to give me broadside to get around the island.
Yep. He turned too far away from the Pommern, and he's about to start realizing that when his alarms go off. Yeah, the your Ignis down here, one against the Ostergotland. That's interesting.
That was bizarre.
Well, things are starting to look okay. You're tied up on... Well, you just lost a ship, but you're close on ships and point-wise too, so... Anybody's game still.
Yeah, but most of our ships are south. So that's why I'm changing flanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dutch, if she would have gone forward and then looked over here, then there definitely would have been the problem against angling against the Iowa or the Izumo. But my thinking on that was the Iowa at the time probably would have gone down 1 or 2 salvos, and then you only have to worry about the Izumo, and it puts you in a better position to then move farther down and you know, kind of get in their backfield, so to speak. That was my thinking, at least. So, at this point, are you thinking you need to kill the Leon?
Yeah, I need to kill the Leon and at some point take down the Seattle just because it's a radar and we still have that 1 DD left.
Mm-hmm.
And a surprise Colorado shows up.
And then there's another Zumo over here. Interesting. Okay.
And this is where the insanity starts.
Well, sure, because you're going to be in a situation in close quarters with 3 ships in a row, basically. Leon, Seattle, and the Colorado. And I guess the question is, what's the Seattle going to do? Because if he follows the Leon, he's following him. Oh my god, he's following him.
Yeah.
Here's where your 380s really shine, up close in your face, especially against broadside battleships. Now don't zoom in here, you want to stay zoomed out. And you got, oh no, then there's that other Zumo too. Oh my god, you're going up against 4 ships. Nice.
Yep.
Seattle's trying to ram you. You noticed that, turned out, good. You just happened to line yourself up perfectly with a Colorado.
Yeah, it's just like everything just lined up too well almost.
Yep. The only thing that you could do, this is like super, like if you're really thinking and cognizant of like everything going on at once, at this point you could start trying to get your rear turret on the Seattle and just keep kind of flipping back and forth with your front turrets. Like if you change your view to just a little bit over to the left, it doesn't take much time for your front turrets to shoot the Colorado and get on it, but it forces your rear turret to swing around so you can hit the Seattle as well. But like I said, that's like if you're like super complex thinking through everything and you have the, you know, wherewithal to realize that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so now the Colorado wants to ram you. Nice hit. And, and you're gonna dodge him too. And,
Yep.
and that rear turret, there it is.
Ship destroyed.
Nice. No. Wow. That's what makes this game fun, is when you can do ridiculous stuff like that.
This is the third match ever in the ALSACE for me.
Wow. See, usually when I have those epic games, it's like the last game of my grind of that ship line or whatever. So like, it's like I don't want to play it again, but I don't want to move on, I should say, so I can play it again. But I kind of have to because I want to move up the line. So where did the Seattle go? Did he beach?
He turned around to come get me.
Yeah, but I think he beached in the process. Here's where you could pop your plane to see around the island here. Where are those torps even going? Those torps were going towards the Colorado.
Yep.
Because that's what a lot of destroyer players do, is they send torpedoes towards the battleship and they don't think that you're going to have a circle jerk thing going on. Oh, Helena. I'd shoot the Helena. He's broadside.
I was
Yeah,
worried about the ram.
Yep. I can see that.
'Cause he already tried once, so he's gonna do it again.
And you're just going to say no again. $121k damage. But you're not done yet. You're one from Kraken. You're out of heals, though. Wow. Does the H key work? What's the H key for? As you're talking about looking at the ship's characteristics, that? Kraken and Death Pick. Right, Deadliest? That's what we want. We want the Death Pick especially.
Well, one comes before the other.
Hey now, no spoilers there, Tiny.
I didn't say in what order.
There you go. Now I rebound my keys, so H or N, whatever, it probably does something different in most other people's games. So I'm not sure what you're trying to. Oh, hi, Stevie. Oh, just a little ahead. Okay, give me. Oh. Let's get the Kraken ram. That's an epic Kraken right there. But I like the idea of being a little bit cautious here, because you don't want to just jump straight in and get, you know, blat from the Zumos. But of course they're kind of just sitting there, so that works.
Yeah, I also noticed that there was an island between me and the other Azuma.
Right.
You will see me could be like, oh, I need to go backwards in a second.
Yep. The only problem is if you stop, it makes it easier for the Saipan to hit you. Yeah, you've got the attention of all 3 enemy ships now. Can you hit that Saipan? No, not anymore. Here comes the reverse. And there's the death pick. And he said one comes before the other, so we'll have to see what happens. But first we have to take a picture of you dying.
Of course.
Priorities, you know. That's just how it works. Where'd the squadron go? Oh. Wanted to get a picture with the torpedoes coming in. Try that maybe.
It's a beautiful shot.
Yeah. Can you tell I like photography? A little too much.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to. I don't know if you have been on the World of Warships wiki at all, but I used to do all the screenshots for that. I had a lot of fun doing that. I don't know if there's any benches on the ALSACE. Are there? Yes. Yes. Always have to feature a bench when you're taking a death pick of a friendship. There we go.
Just, this is fine. Picture.
Exactly. Exactly right. Alright. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so the Azumo is still burning. So you set a fire with your secondary, and it's still burning.
Yep.
Got it. And the other Azumo is excited that he got a Kraken. Udaloy's trying to take away yours. And... ding!
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
I was just gonna say something about how you can... now you can respond in kind.
Which I did.
Mm-hmm. Good timing. Wow. Aw, complimenting.
Yes. Good sportsmanship.
Right? So this game should be a win at this point. Wow, your Lexington is far away. That's okay, as long as the Udaloy doesn't get himself killed, and then the Seattle gets himself killed, then you're fine.
We do win that.
This is what I like to typically call on my streams when I cover replays, the throw maneuver, because teams want to win harder, and in the process, they do silly things. Like this Udaloy, for example, if the Azumo had come through the channel, that could be really ugly. Oh, 5 seconds to go. Yep, you win. Wow. That was quite a replay. Thanks for sending
I
it
thought
in.
you'd find it entertaining.
No, it was. It was very entertaining, but I think it was great too as a learning opportunity for a lot of people too. So, thank you. And
You're welcome.
who used their cover my replay? Was it Deadliest that used it? Thanks, whoever did that. That was a good decision. So Tiny, you said you are a streamer. Puddin', can you do a shout out?
It was Dutch Eagle.
I already did it.
Okay.
Want another one?
Well, sure, why not?
Okay, but I'm not gonna kill myself doing it.
No. Dutch, thank you very much, Dutch, for doing that.
Thank you for letting me in.
Yeah, of course, always. Get on it, Puddin'. There you go, Faded. Puddin' is such an awesome moderator. He does all this stuff without me even saying anything. It's just... love it. Alright, so this is Yashinanoi. Love you, chat. Currently diff. Cool.
Action stations.
Alright, so here's the POMMERN. We were talking earlier... replay bug, I can't click around. We were talking earlier about the secondaries, and yes, definitely the 105s and 150s. Okay. It's got the torpedoes as well. Look at all the Richthofens I haven't been seen by getting struck by grinding the WESER. Okay. It's a pretty cool looking ship. That I do agree with.
All forces, capture that area.
This map is such a challenge because if you go into the center of the map in a destroyer, you're extremely dependent on your teammates killing the other destroyer that's in the center cap there. This is on Europe. Okay, EU, so you need some tips on positioning. Good. First part of the battle, I think by positioning. Okay, but later on it was down. Okay, so let's focus on that, sure. Maybe a little bit farther forward than that. There you go. Thank you, Puddin'. Yeah, if it weren't for Georgia and Thunder being in the armory for such a long time, you'd use their coal on POMMERN. I think it's cool. So now we have a tier 7, tier 8, and a tier 9 German battleship that's got pretty good secondaries. And torpedoes. Puddin' would like to remind everybody to hit exclamation point ticket to get in for our giveaway. Remember, you have to be a follower in order to win. Oh, he slowed down. Now, I find when I play this ship... Hey!
Barlow Boys 3 is now following.
Barlow Boys, thank you for the follow. Scharnhorst versus POMMERN is definitely not a fair fight, no. Hope you're having a good day. But when I play Battleship, especially German Battleship, I find myself being way too aggressive. Oh, beautiful, beautiful Neptune shot there. So I usually get myself in trouble as well. I will say this. Nice Death Strike. You want to be careful not to turn out to the point where you're showing broadside to multiple enemy ships, like the Soyuz right here. And you got the POMMERN. So you just showed a broadside to the Soyuz. You got lucky you didn't get wrecked that bad. Now you're showing a broadside to the POMMERN to turn out. Nice hit, though. Who needs accuracy? Quantity has a quality all of its own. That's true. Yeah, Duckman. Stevie does want some love. Right now, he's just happy to sit here. Gotta be turning. Gotta be turning. You're showing broadside. And not being punished for it. Wow. Okay, so... at this point... I would probably go by the island over here, and you can use that island to either block shots incoming from one POMMERN or from the Soyuz. Yep, missed the turn on the Soyuz, yep. Wow, nice Citadel. You really want this POMMERN dead, don't you? Okay, Stevie. Now he's done. I didn't pet him enough. Now he's back to his bed. Yep, back to his station. And he also moved the camera in the process. I'm gonna go deal with that. Oh, nice broadside on the Soyuz. Jeez. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. That happened. So, I don't know what positioning suggestions I give you. It's almost like you're reading my mind. You move to the island like I was talking about. You're sitting here looking for a shot on the Benson while backing up so you can get out of here. It's fine so far. Yes, Dutch. I plan on continuing to stream on Sundays. At least that's the plan. From 12 p.m. Central Standard till 6. Right now it's 4:30. Oh, I need to start my dirty water. Start of the next game, dirty water. And I gotta fix... see if I can fix Stevie's camera real quick. Hi. I'm just here to fix the camera. You keep being cute. Okay, now I cut him off. I guess that's a little better. Not fixed? Ah! He keeps moving it when he moves about on the couch. Yeah, that is better. It's the couch cushion. I have the camera nestled in between two couch cushions. Let's wait for him to settle and then I can move it if I need to. I don't want to miss too much of the game though. Speaking of which, it looks like the enemy team is all like... oh my god, I got fur all over me. Is all like stuck down south, which is good. Then you just lost the Drake. And you're about to have the POMMERN kiss here. Kiss, 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 kiss. Replay our cats, I know, right? Seriously. Why is everyone pushing? It's the throw maneuver, that's why. There we go. He's also laying on the edge of the bed. Kind of a weird position for him. I can't understand why that would be comfortable for him, but... decisive victory or death, you say? Maybe so. It is a race to farm damage. I mean, your RICHTHOFEN is even moving into B-cap. He's going to go behind the island. I was thinking about that Talon earlier as well, Edge, but I don't know if there was a decent enough shot on it. Opinion, Kitty the GOAT. Opinion on USS Texas. I mean, she's a tier 5 ship it's basically like a New York, but a little bit better and with much better anti-air. If you're looking for a relatively cheap battleship to play, Texas is there. For a couple bucks more, though, you might be better off grabbing an Arizona. But then, of course, then you can get into tier 8 games. If you're a newer player, Texas is fine. If you're more experienced, then I might go for the Arizona instead. Your wife just handed you vodka and orange juice. Perhaps it's time to play some more ranked. There you go, Deadliest. Texas is on sale in the premium shop for. I think it's kind of like just a fixture there at this point. Nice hit. Some people do get the Texas for free when they start. That's true. Once upon a time, Kitty, it did. I don't think money goes to the Texas anymore. West Virginia is a decent pick as well, tier 4. I like that spread there because you just need one shell to connect, and that's it. And your div mate stole the kill. Nice. All right. Next up, Frederick de Grossa. Hammer works better for you than ROSSIYA? Okay. You got Charleston as well. Nice, nice. Alright, dirty water time. Be right back. Ah, geez, now I got Stevie all excited for snacks. Cheers, everybody! So when do we get the graphics of the loading screen? What does that mean? Yeah, Kitty, you're absolutely right. Call of Duty and World of Warships definitely helped to save the USS Texas, and I'm proud to have been a part of that. So you feel like you're doing something fundamentally wrong here. It just feels like your damage output is meh. Not sure if it's positioning, your aim, or target selection, or what. Build a secondary spec with stock parts. Manage to fill all the mod slots, though. Okay. And you're in a straight tier 9 game. Okay. No carriers, obviously. Oh, Texas is beautiful in real life. Yes, Kitty. I agree. I really enjoyed visiting her. Okay, so the first question for you, Deadliest, which guns are you using on her? Are you using the 420s or the 406s? Oh, and it's Kiffy the Goat, not Kitty. I'm sorry, I just realized it's F's, not T's. Kiffy the Goat. Yeah, you go to the park a lot. Yeah, that park was really cool. I went up that the obelisk, whatever, the San Jacinto monument. It's kind of neat. Yeah, they're gonna move her, and I think what they want to do is put her in concrete. Easy peasy. You have 4 premiums you didn't pay for: Texas, Charleston, Hill, and Perth. Nicely done, sir. Oh, and you have El Chapo in here too. Nice. Okay, initial positioning. You are very, very far back. I would like to see you, Deadliest, here. I would like to see you up about here. I'd like to see you here. This gives you the ability to command the area with your secondaries, which comes in very handy. Oh my god. Sorry, we just have to watch what happens with this Fletcher. He does not... He does get a torpedo hit, maybe. On that Friesland. Yeah, they're trying to dry dock her, yeah. Nice citadel there. Deadliest, I don't know if I saw your comment or not. Oh, you... Okay, you are using the 406s, good. The 406s is the better one, is typically the better one to pick on the Friedrich because of the reload. It's so much higher reload over the 420s. Largest war monument in America? Well, it is in Texas, and they say everything's bigger in Texas, right? Stevie has decided to relocate to his chair. We will not see him again this stream. He likes to sit on his chair. That's my chair, actually, in the kitchen. And he waits to be fed for dinner. He does like his place. You figured he could overcome any pen issues? Yeah. That's the thing about this ship, is a lot of people think you need to run the 420s, and I find that the 420s cause you some problems. Of course, the reload, but the other thing is that you typically overpen cruisers way too much. Now, that being said, I feel like you're not in a position to do too much, and I think you feel like it looks like you're playing the ship differently. It almost looks like you're playing it like a Georgia, to be quite frank. Wow. Okay. Here goes your Georgia. Crimson, what's up? Is there a PN person in this battle? Yep, there it is. How are you doing, Crimson? Speaking of Georgia, right? Seriously. And then there goes your Chung Mu. Yeah, I kind of feel like if you were in a more aggressive position earlier, you could have a bigger impact on the battle. You're just really far back. You need to heal, by the way. There you go. You're worried about being focused if you pushed forward. That said, if you were where you're suggesting against the island, you would have been shielded from... Well, so that's part of the reason why I thought that was a really good spot for you, Deadliest, is one, it shields you from a lot of focus fire from ships to the south, but two, most critically, it puts you and your guns in a position to support your teammates while they're being shot at. At this point, it's too late. Obviously, CCAP has been overrun. You have to run away. Here, I might switch to HE shells, try to get some fires going. Remember that German, the German guns have 1/4 HE penetration, so You'll get some pretty good penetrating hits out of that. Yep, there's Boca with the POMMERN kill. It's the world's tallest war memorial. Okay. Yeah, aim could use a little bit of work. Alright guys, we're coming up on our last hour of the stream. I'm gonna put a poll up, and I would like to hear from you guys if you want me to switch to Valkyria or keep doing replays. And we'll make that a 10-minute poll. Here we go. I don't like how he's playing the Frederick either. Go ahead and put your thoughts in that poll there. Vote for what you would like to do for the rest of our time. About an hour left on the stream. Yeah, by now I would like to see more audio. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, Deadliest. Obviously, you can be more accurate the closer you get to enemies. And especially with the secondary build ship like this, personally, I try to keep myself within secondary range of things. Your biggest threat, the black, has just got spotted someplace else. So now there's nothing to prevent you from pushing in, really, and just, even if you die, tying up the Alaska and the Frederick. So, should you have pushed into B or C? I would have pushed into C. I mean, let me pause the minimap for a second, Deadliest. Take a look at it. Who are your threats right now? The Alaska and the Frederick are your biggest threats. I really don't like seeing this blob happening here, but whatever. There's a, yeah, weird song. There's a Kitakaze over here. We don't know exactly where it's going to be.
Crimson Demon just resubscribed for 6 months.
But you do have your Hydra coming up in 45 seconds. This is your opportunity to go in and make something happen. Like I said before, even if you die, you tie up the Alaska and Frederick. Why is that important? Because that means the Azumo comes out in a B-cap by himself. Aside from the Frieza and Black, of course. And that means that the Azumo comes out by himself into a crossfire by Iowa and Jean Bart. In theory, that'll get the kill. In theory. And Crimson, thank you very much for the resub. Free Twitch Prime resub. Awesome. No, I don't think we did, Kiffy. I was with Sea Raptor, and I don't think we did go up to the top of the monument, because we didn't have a ton of time. We just checked out the exhibits and stuff. C7. He could go to C7, which is pretty much where he is. And cover the crossing route from FDG and Alaska to get west. Well, that's kind of my thinking edges by going in. He prevents these guys from crossing over, right? Oh, you can see Houston from there, huh? Nice. Okay, so Edge is suggesting, I think I understand what you're saying, Edge. You're saying go up to here, something like this to prevent the Frederick from being able to hit you at this point. I think literally anything other than what you're doing would help. Like, you're just kind of sitting here, and I mean, you're just gonna go down. And that's why I think being more aggressive might have helped you out here. Okay, cool. I have a feeling we're about to get a death pick, so we're gonna disassociate from your body already. Yes. Dead is dead. Look, you even kept the turrets straight for the picture. How nice of you. Dutch, it's like you knew it was coming. You're like, I'm gonna send this to Zath, so I gotta get the turret straight. I love the smoke effects in this game. Just look at that. Just take a moment to appreciate what we see right here. Okay. Yeah, German battleships take up damage no matter what, so there's no point in staying bow on. And that's why I was saying, like, I would have liked to have seen you push in. I would have liked to have seen you get up here. And even if you ram the Frederick, that's fine. But sitting where you did, and you spent a lot of this game sitting, you allowed the enemy to respond and react to you. Yes, Duckman, in a perfect world, the turrets would definitely fall out as the ship capsized, but this is not that perfect world. Oh, cool! The ship split in half. That's cool too. I really like when this happens. It's a neat effect. It's a very neat effect. Matter of fact, I'm going to take another death pick right here because I think that's kind of cool. Alright. Fast forward. Because now you're dependent on your team. Oh, one teammate down. You did that on purpose just for us? Thank you very much, Deadliest. And just like that, the game is pretty much decided.
Gefecht endet in 5 Minuten.
5 Minuten.
Das gegnerische Team steht kurz vor dem Sieg.
Kitakaze literally just stopped there and held down. Wow. It's one fast Alaska indeed. I mean, the game's over. We've given Deadliest as much feedback as we can. So... Okay, by far, you guys want me to continue doing replays. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna pick a... let's do Tashkent. We haven't done Tashkent in a long time. Ooh, a clan battles game. That might be fun to look at. Let's do that one next. If we have more time, Dutch, no worries. We always run low on time. FIFA, this is your game in the Tashkent. Okay. Deadliest, you're welcome. That's right, Edge. Yep. So next week, Wednesday, I will be covering a game, but that's unfortunate. I'll be doing streaming, I think. That's the plan, at least for now. But we'll have to see. So I have 10 replays now. Perth was a clan battle. Let's do that one next. And we're doing the Tashkent, okay. Let me check and see if Stevie's still on his chair, or my chair. Stevie's still on my chair. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Show you what I'm talking about. Lap cam. See him right there? There he is right there. There he is right there. Stevie. Stevie. What are you doing on my chair? And he just sits there and sits there and sits there until dinner time. Ah, whatever. 6 minutes per replay? Lol. How can I ignore him? Because I have all of you fine people here. That's how I can ignore him. Oh, we should probably ping FIFA, let him know we're doing his game. It also means that my consumption of alcohol is going to go down because I won't be drinking dirty water as often since I'm not streaming as often. So I'm kind of sad about that too. It's been a good summer, guys. It really has. Alright, Duckman. I'm doing this just for you. Just for you. Why not both? You've expanded your bourbon collection to 39 bottles. Wow. So this is the Tashkent play. This is how you do Tashkent and Kiev and to a certain extent Kava. You play at long range. You just keep shooting things, lighting them on fire. If they ignore you, you just keep hitting them. If they react to you, then you just dodge them. Hi. I should probably turn him around for you guys here. Here. Oh. Ah, there we go. Yes. My armrest has arrived. Hoojam! What's up, Hoojam? How are you doing today, Hoojam? Nah, this is Stevie. Prue is my wife's cat. This is my boy. Right, Stevie? It's my boy. He's old. He's old. He was born in 2003, so he's 17 years old. Which means there's fewer years ahead of him than behind him, sadly enough. Enjoy the fine weather this week? Yeah. Oh look, a naked Iowa farm. That's great. I like how A has been capped and you've completely ignored it just because you've got battleships to shoot. Faded, Stevie is older than you? Wow. You have one cat and multiple corgis, huh? Nice, nice. Fletcher! Wow, he got up far. I'm gonna leave you for a little bit, FIFA, because we need to see what's going on with this Fletcher. This is gonna be key. If you're... well, we can't see the... Can we see the Iowa? No, we can't. Okay, we'll go back to you. .10-kilometer torpedoes from the Tashkent. Good times. Oh no, they're 8s. I'm sorry.
Двигатель в штатном режиме.
I'll tell you what, these Iowas, man. They're doing a great job of just completely ignoring you. And they finally seem to care. Too little, too late. Although there's a nice convenience gap forming in your torp spread. 2 hits. And a witherer. 6 minutes. 6 minutes and you've already got a witherer. Wow. I think SAT would be very proud of this game because you are just farming damage like mad right now. This is alcohol, you cannot drink it. But you can rub against it if you want. Now I would spread out my shots. I would focus. Never mind, he DCP'd. If you DCP'd, switch to AP to get some hits in that superstructure. For about 10 seconds, so like maybe 3 salvos, and then switch back to HE. Because you can't set him on fire if he DCP'd. Iowa finally seems to care about you. This is why I love the Russian destroyer line. Because when you play gunship, gunboat, a lot of people just ignore you. And you can do this kind of stupid things. AP into the bow, you'll pen the bow, and there's the kill.
Линкор врага потоплен. Двигатель форсирован.
I don't know what else to say. Stevie is such a good kitty cat. He's a very loving cat. Sometimes he'll come up in the mornings and he'll just cuddle with me. It's very cute. He hasn't done that in a while though. Ow. You're getting a little bit too close to the POMMERN, and there's the secondaries. No time to turn away. POMMERN just DCP'd. Look like, maybe? Cochran's here. What's up, Cochran? B-Cup Des Moines replay? What sky? Oh my god. Not much, bit of a heat wave over here. Okay. How warm? And there goes the POMMERN. Okay, now you just relocate to the other side of the map. This is a easy 184,000 damage so far, but he's not done yet. That fire RNG, this is number 17 for you. 17 fires. Oh look, a high caliber. You're in secondary range of a secondary build, and secondaries are not coming. He's either not secondary spec or secondary spec and forgot to click on you. Interesting. Now you can just like stop and just keep shooting. Hey, Real Rebel Ho, how you doing? I'm doing fine, thank you. I love your name, by the way. $35C. Oh, that is hot, yeah. Oh, it's also moist yeah. Yeah. Humidity makes it so much worse, doesn't it? Oh, look, a Neptune. 221. Is that the same Fletcher that... No, okay. Maybe because of AP. You've been Rebel Ho for 15 years of gaming, but somebody on Twitch already has that name. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. You just got the legendary for Des Moines? So the legendary got changed. I have to admit, I haven't played it since it got changed. If anybody else has played the legendary Des Moines, though, since it got changed, please, by all means, post your comments on there. Okay, Stevie. B-Cup, I was just about to ask if that replay had the legendary mod. Okay, so there you go. Nerf is still is not a big deal. Stevie knows dinner time is coming soon. I like how you've completely ignored the Ostergotland, even though he's right in front of you. Okay, there you go.
Пожарная тревога.
And at the right moment, you made that turn. Lol.
Неполадки устранены.
Oh, he's using AP, so you just gotta bow into him now.
Наша команда близка к победе.
I would say speed games might be helpful here. You're not really doing much speed gaming, you're just kind of going forward at the same speed. Like, I might slow down and cut in. Yeah, you lose your rear turret, but you'll be able to bounce his shell. It's not like that matters. Oh my god. I don't know what to say, guys. I really don't know what to say. Really don't know what to say. B-Cup, we'll do yours in a second. I said I was going to do the Perth game next. Let's do the Perth game next. Wow. They messed around a little bit with the acceleration, yeah. What? Des Moines unique unit was buffed, no raid or nerf? Huh. Okay. He's just looking upstairs to where my wife will come out to feed him. Stevie. Isn't he so cute? Dash is telling you to get to good again, right? Look how cute he is. He's just such a cutie pie. Aren't you, Stevie, huh? Alright, staying alive, here's your clan battle game. You said it was a really close game. I should probably pay attention to the clan battle and not Stevie, but he's just too damn cute. Look at how cute he is, huh? Whoop. Okay. Initial acceleration boost to like 25 knots is still roughly the same. Well, that's good to know. Alright, stay alive. You want to jump into voice and let's cover this game?
Sure.
Oh, hey, there you are!
Hey, how's your stream going, Zaz?
Better now that you're here.
I'm so attached.
Okay, I'm screenshotting this right now. Oh my goodness. There's a battleship comp on PSV. Holy crap. That's exciting. That's extremely exciting.
We're quite surprised to see them because, you know, like they haven't been playing that much CB for the last few seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But we are also quite scared knowing that it's, you know, the OG, you know, strong clan. I guess our strategy with this lineup has consistently been like a Perth and Huanghe goes to one side, just chain smoking.
Yep.
And then the other side is the same thing, 1 DD per side. What we realized is that with this new update, we got the smoke signal.
Yes.
Therefore, if we time it perfectly, assuming we time it perfectly, there should be 0-second gap.
If you've got Jack of all trades and the flag, yes.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, what we are doing. Here, if I remember, the call is for me and the Huanghe to kind of get to D3 or D4 area.
Mm-hmm.
And then we actually split off both sides, and we usually leave the middle empty, and we kind of see how the game flows, and then decide what we're going to do with mid.
Okay. Was this yesterday?
Yeah, that was last night actually.
Okay. What just happened to the game? Oh, never mind. Now it's interesting that your Huang He in front of you was moving at full speed, just popping the smoke. Was that so that you could shoot for free, basically?
Sometimes we do that actually.
Hmm.
I don't remember if in that particular instance it was deliberate, but there was a demo. I think there was another segment of that later on in this same match.
Got it. Okay. So your Icarus manages to get the cap despite the Aggle being there. Obviously the Aggle backed away. Fine. You've got 2 enemy Pensacola's up to the north. Obviously the Pensacola is a really good counter to Graf Spee, but you don't have any Graf Spee, so the joke's on them.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Why the Icarus and why the Hatsuharu?
Actually, we on the other team that we ran at the same time, they went 2 Icaruses actually.
Okay.
Originally, everyone's on the T61 IGO pick.
Yep.
And then I think the DD players said, look, we actually want the Icarus instead because of the short smoke.
Aha.
I think for them, it's more about, they think that, with the, 2 smoke trainings, it's a lot more, like their spotting is a lot more important.
Yep.
Their striking power is like not that necessary. So they want quick fasting smoke so that, they can keep smoke up whenever the CV comes, and then they can just quickly get out of smoke and spot again.
Fair enough. Yes, the Perth does have the creeping smoke. You see that being employed right here. And that's a very good point. The Icarus absolutely needs to spot the enemy, otherwise you're sitting there in smoke with, nothing to do. Now, your Hatsuharu looked like he took a lot of damage, yep. And he's kind of forced to bail a little bit.
Yeah, I even remember he accidentally took a torp
Mm-hmm.
from...
I love the dance that you're doing over here. We're gonna just kind of move away from your ship for a little bit, because obviously you're repositioning. And let's try to get some altitude here and get a better idea of what's going on in the battle. Eigel obviously just capped B, so now you guys are down a cap. Yes, Rebel Ho, you have to move at about a quarter speed. You can move just a little bit above a quarter speed, but you have to keep like changing throttle in order to make that work. Remember, the smoke rules apply. You have to be moving less than 12 kilometers in order, or sorry, 12 knots in order to keep yourself concealed while you smoke.
Yeah, here I remember in this situation, one of our biggest concern is the Pensacola just sitting on the island above A.
Yep.
So the thing is he's not doing anything, and we can't really deal with him either.
Nope.
But the thing is, he's tying up a whole smoke train.
Yes, he is. But
And at least the call here was for both of us to move up, go behind him, and roll around to kind of to get him that way.
you can definitely do that, and that makes perfect sense. The key to this enemy comp is you have to keep in mind, this is a battleship comp, so you need to kill their destroyers. You gotta take out their vision. Rebel Ho, I like how you said you picked it up while you were a little inebriated. That's awesome. So there's the other Pensacola. I mean, you might as well just take the free shots you have, right?
Yeah.
Alright, your carrier takes out their destroyer. Now, this is a misplay on your destroyer's part. There's two destroyers in the same grid square, which they really shouldn't be.
Right.
That'll teach you, right? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I think the acres initially was, I think he was initially went for B, and then he had to come down because of the island. He can come back to A immediately.
Yeah.
And then the Haru taking the damage was forced out of C and into B.
Mm-hmm.
So that ended up as the situation.
Sure. I'm just saying that, you know, your two destroyers are essentially overlapping in terms of spotting, which can cause a big problem. Ideally, since your Icarus has a good amount of health, I wouldn't mind seeing the Icarus move south here to at least cover this Graf Spee and see where the Graf Spee is going, but prevent the Eagle from pushing forward into your exposed rear now.
Oh, right. I see what you mean. So like G6, G7 area?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense.
Actually, maybe closer to G5. But, you know, your Hatsuharu, I understand completely. He's low on health, sure. So put him into a central location where all he has to do is spot and luck chuck torps everywhere. Makes perfect sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, here I think we realize what they're trying to do. It looks like they brought 4 ships, including the battleship, to D5. It looks like they're going to have a 4-ship massive push down that flank.
Well, sure. Which means they're going to push right for you. Your Hatsuharu gets some really nice hits, though, on the Prince Idol. I'm not sure why they brought a Prince Idol, but okay. Rebel Ho, the smoke tandem strat is interesting. This is the ultimate, the creme de la creme of competitive. It's min-maxing everything. You want to be able to fire from smoke for free, and like Staying Alive said, thanks to the new flag, you can pretty much be like 100% invisible now. So, yeah.
But it does have originally I'm more like a float cruiser player.
Mm-hmm.
And like being shoehorned into Perth, like it was a really big struggle for me to learn how to do this properly.
Oh yes, absolutely.
It's not easy to kind of, be on sync with my partner and, not run into each other and be on the same speed going to. same times. And sometimes, for example, if let's say I see a shot coming right for me, I quickly try to accelerate and dodge. Then let's say I might slip out of smoke, or when we throttle jockey differently, it creates whole sorts of problems. Like definitely personal chemistry plays a big role.
This requires such a high level of coordination to the point where you have to know and trust what the other person is doing. Absolutely 100% true. I paused it for a second because this would be a good opportunity for you to luck chuck torps into A. The Pensacola's were spotted. You've got a feeling that they're heading to A. Now, the alternate would be to hold your torpedoes for the Grafspee, because the Grafspee is coming around the corner, as you can see there. So you could also hold your torps for him, but you got the torps, you might as well use them,
Right. I think we did it later, but it was a little bit late.
Mm-hmm.
Torpedoes to port.
Okay, there's your buddy in the Huang He just went ahead and dumped torps, that's fine. Remember, Grafspee's got the 5.5 kilometer, I think it's 5.5 kilometer spotting with hydro.
Yeah.
So, you're at a point where you might very well get spotted soon on hydro. Yep, there he is. Now, moving out of the smoke will get you spotted no matter what. But you've got a div mate. You got your teammate there that's got the spotting ready to go. Oof. Okay, so they lost their carrier.
Yeah. So this is I guess a moving at full speed strat. Is that like you see how? So since my partner is laying the smoke ahead, I can run at full speed as well.
Yep.
But the thing is, the smoke is behind him also. Therefore, he can also, depending on where the enemy position's at. But
Yep.
In this case, he can also fire from smoke undetected as well.
Yep. Now what he should be doing is he should be turning to the right a little bit and then left and kind of zigzagging so that he can stay behind the smoke, but he's doing fine right now. You can see that the smoke outline covers the Pensacola, so
Right. I think here I think we have our destroyer Icarus spotting, and also I have a spotter plane ready to go as well.
Yeah, your Icarus went ahead and smoked himself, which is, it's okay. But the big thing is, that Grafspee, you have to stay at least 5.5 away from him because, I mean, if he's got Hydro up, you're screwed. Red, I don't remember the name of the flag, but you can buy it in the armory. It's extremely expensive. But it adds 15% to smoke dispersion time, which on a creeping smoke with the special smoke generator is ridiculous.
So here, I think we were a little bit too distracted by the push. Well, like we were very concerned about the push that we actually didn't realize is how fast they're catching up on the points game.
Well, yeah, they got 2 caps. They're about to cap the 3rd because your Icarus just died. Wow.
Like we weren't concerned that they were gonna kill us because I think at least we got the smoke train working right now.
Mm-hmm.
But what we didn't realize is how fast the caps are ticking in their favor.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, that kill really does help you guys, though. That gives you some wiggle room in terms of points. But you gotta be thinking about slowing down here because that Grafspee to the south is gonna start detecting you soon. Nope, the Eagle is over here. So the Eagle is detecting you right now, too. Switch to AP, because he's broadside. Okay, killing that Grash Bay is huge. But you don't have any caps. There's 2 ships left. At this point, I would probably say it's time to turn around and just go straight in them. Because you're not getting any points at all.
Yeah. I think what we real at the end when we talk about it, I think this is at this point we should have just said, you know, we got a healthy Huang He and a healthy Perth, practically full health.
Yeah.
So we could just go ham.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, so your Hatsuharu is at 203 hit points, your other Perth is pretty low. Your carrier, I mean, your carrier could even go straight to C at this point. I mean, you guys have to absolutely get closer to the enemy at this point. Dutch, this is a clan battle. So clan battles is 7 on 7, everybody in the same clan. So these guys, Russian Balance and everybody else in PN, are in a Discord, TeamSpeak, whatever. They're in voice chat with each other. Same thing with the PSV side. Oh, the flags are a meme with Lo Yang on ranked. I can totally see that, B-Cup. I could totally see that. Holy crap. Why didn't I think of that? Okay, Eagle spotted. Look at the points. Look at the points. Killing. Oh, it's Raimdog. Oh no, I played with Raimdog a lot. Killing Raimdog is huge. Again, gives you a few more points, but at this point you got to get the kill. You cannot afford to just let him go. He is misplaying right now. Punky is misplaying by shooting. Punky should stealth up and turn north and just disengage. Edge, are you seeing this? He can't because they have carrier. Wow. And that's game. Did you guys lose?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I thought so.
We couldn't kill the guy fast enough. And also right at the end, he also got a heal off too. So they were down to 1 ship with less than 10k health left.
Wow. Tedster, thank you. Yeah, see, we're still in hard spot range. It's been a while since I played Spey a few times, but, like, I hate that ship. I just... Wow. That was a very close game.
I think we have seen, like, you know, at least on CODs, we have seen, like, top tier teams, you know, they just throw away all of their remaining ships in the hope of, you know, pushing the enemy out of the cap. And doesn't matter how many ships they lose, and they just win on points. We have seen that before,
right.
But like I guess we never expected it in clan battles.
Wow, what a battle. That was... Wow. So, on the one hand, I'm really glad to see a battleship comp win. No offense to you, my friend, but playing in a clan where we focus a lot on battleship, and I just have to say it, guys. We made Hurricane last night. Our clan made freaking Hurricane with a battleship comp last night. So like it's really cool to see that happen. But on the other hand, I hope I was able to give you some feedback on a couple of areas I think you guys could have improved on, but wow, what a game. What a battle.
Glad you liked it, Das, and I hope our viewers also really enjoyed the battles and also all the pointers that Das gave out. I think it was very helpful.
Sure, of course. I mean, PSV is a great clan. They're top-notch people, and they're also very skilled. So it's exciting to see a game against PSV, something like that. I would like to know from you, if you don't mind, what rank were you guys? Which league were you in?
I think we were in Typhoon 2.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then PSV, I think they're in Storm because they just haven't been playing that much.
Sure, sure. Okay. Got it. All right. Well, thanks for saying that. That was fantastic. It sucks it's a loss, but I mean, it's one of those like you come away feeling like you gave it your all. And of course, there's things to improve on and do differently, but it wasn't a steamroll, so that's awesome. So you should feel good about that at least.
Thank you, Zaz. And thank you for covering the replay. I hope everyone really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. Cheers, my friend. Thank you very much.
Alrighty, take care.
You too. See ya. And yeah, Tedster, you're welcome to send in replays if you want. We've got this replay, and then we're gonna switch to Des Moines next after this one. So this is the Soviet. This I don't know. It's the Azure Lane ship. I picked it because everybody wants to know if it was any good. So here you go. Here's your ship. Yeah, it's an A-hull Soyuz, but it's got better turret health, for whatever that means. And it's got American battleship dispersion. Ted, it's up to you, man. The earliest I'll get to it will be Sunday. So you can if you want to. You don't feel like you have to though. And if it's one of those like we have to cover our strats kind of deal, perfectly understandable. Erica! That's right, Duckman. Look at this. Oh, this is SAT score. I should ping him again. Alright, let's ping him again. Oops. Wrong channel.
Fifth Jack is now following.
Fifth Jack, thank you for the follow, my friend. Puddin', are you still here?
Yeah?
Oh, okay.
Check
Hi.
your Discord DMs.
I did. When are you planning on doing your drawing, sir?
Right after I die in my Holland.
Okay. Nice citadel in the Aegir. Of course you didn't kill him, but hey.
There's a total of 8 Hollands in this game.
Oh my goodness. Albino Rhino. Everybody say hi to Albino Rhino. What's up, dude? Oh, Cleveland broadside? Yes, please. Yes. Look at how aggressive SAT is being. Because he knows all he has to do is just point the bow at the enemy. That's the thing about these Russian battleships is like you can be aggressive if you can ensure that your broadsides are clear, your flanks are clear. And going up the 10 line ensures that one side is clear. Ridiculous. You slept in, Albino? No worries, man, no worries. Hope you're having a good day now that you're awake. Currently, your tier 10 match has 4 Hollands on each side. Wow. No thanks. Kremlin meme game, Ted? That always works. Always works. Cheers to all of you guys. Thank you, as always, for being a part of our stream. We have about 20 minutes to go. This replay plus one more, and we'll call it a stream. Okay, guys? Sunday. I'm sad to say, this Sunday is... Well, today is our last of our weekday replay streams. And then after today, it's Sundays only. Except maybe Wednesday I'll get a stream up. We'll see. Because school is starting up, and I can't start at 2 p.m. anymore with school starting up. I don't want to be that guy who is streaming when I'm supposed to be teaching my students. So I'm not doing that. Done. And I've talked to the wife about doing streaming after 6 p.m. and the answer was a hard no. So it will be Sundays only starting next week. It's really sad. Gee192, some of my students do watch my streams, yes. AP dude, why are you using HE now? So a couple, God, feels like so long ago, but last year I was sent to Wargaming Austin, their headquarters, to broadcast a tournament, and it's a lot of fun. You know what? To be able to share a true passion of mine with my students, it was fantastic. It's really fantastic. No, I'm not streaming my classes, Duckman. There's so many legal problems with that. I can't do that. Can't do that. But yeah, some of my students do watch my streams. Not many of them, but some of them do. And it's incredible. It's a great feeling. I don't know why SAT is still shooting HE here. Personally, I think you should have changed to HE a while ago, but okay. Here's the change. The Republic is up against the wall. There's absolutely nowhere for him to go but either into SAT. So here it comes. Let's see what happens. Zoom bomb my online classes? No, we're not doing that, Glacial, sorry. If there's one thing that I'm very protective of, it's my students. I know it sounds weird, but I'm not exposing them to any risk whatsoever. I haven't even met my students yet. I'll meet them next week, or 2 weeks from now, I guess. I don't know. What do I teach? I teach social studies, Red. Are you gonna ram this guy? No, you're not. You're gonna go right next to him. And he's not willing to ram you either. Interesting. So I might be turning my rear turret around here. I'm curious why you're ignoring him, but okay. Nice citadel in the Salem, though. Wow. Yeah, I teach social studies, so this coming year, easy peasy, I will be teaching U.S. history, advanced placement economics, and tech support internship, where I teach people how to troubleshoot problems with computers. Looking forward to it. Oh. Why HE? I'm really he's farming? I'm really confused. I'm really confused. Really confused. Alright, Ted, I got the replay. Thank you. Doesn't sound weird to be protective of my students. Okay, good to know. Alright, SAT. I don't know what else to say other than Azure Lane overpowered. Please nerf. Now he gets an arsonist, right? Here comes your DM game, B Cup. You got it. You got it. The game was over pretty quick, yes. Yeah, that was a pretty, I mean, I don't know. It happens. Those are interesting games. Alright guys, I've got 7 replays left. Oh wait, nope, Ted, did you send me a Savets? Yeah, you did, okay. Alright. I've got 8 replays left in my folder after today. Of course, you are all welcome to send me replays, and I'd be very happy to cover them. Let's see what happens. So B Cup isn't a legendary Des Moines. Oh, I got the replay bug. I can't fast forward. I can't do anything but watch, guys. I don't know what this bug is, but it does appear at some times. So, B Cup, you're welcome to join into voice if you'd like. You never get my death pick as against my religion? That's hilarious. You can't ping caps anymore. So I had that problem beak up a couple of times. I don't know what it is, but I was able to ping a cap after a little bit. If you're talking about like hitting F3 on a target, saying focus here, like attack this target, or capture this base, or defend this base, I have been able to make it work, but I have to use my key to make it work.
It doesn't work for me at all. It's like 1 out of 40 times maybe that it actually works.
So what I find that works for that is hitting the quick comms button, you know, to bring up the command options, the comma rows, whatever, and then selecting accordingly up on top where it says allied base or enemy base or something like that. It's really weird.
I'll try that out next time. It was a pain in the ass to deal with in ranked.
Oh, I can imagine. Radar on the Shimakaze spotted, but he turned away. At least you pushed him back.
The problem is, because there are carriers in this game, I can't really push into an aggressive position to farm.
No, because the usual Des Moines spot... Oh, I can't show you guys. It's F3 south of this island. That's the usual Des Moines spot, but you're right, because the carriers, you can't get in there, can you?
I would normally not sit there. I played Des Moines as an open water farming boat, so and with legendary mod you just sit in the open, wait to get shot, and then you just accelerate away.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not sure if it's just because it's patch week or because of carriers, but it's such a passive game, you can't do anything.
I'm curious, why did you not use Hydro now that you discovered 2 of Shimakaze's torpedo salvos?
Considering both are spotted already, and the fact that he's actually out of my range to actually hit me.
If he's running the 12s, right? Because if he's running 20s, he could hit you.
I'm using a mod so I can actually see what kind of torps he's running. So.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. The team panels mod pops in right there. It tells you he's got the 12s. And it's so useful because, as you can see, it informed B Cup's decision whether or not to use Hydro there. And that's fair. The reason I was bringing that up is not so much for you, it's more for team play in case the Shimakaze launched a 3rd rack at the Republic. That's all.
That would have been unlikely considering the angle.
Yep. Alright, so your Haragumo takes A, enemy Shimakaze takes B cap. A little bit of lag spikes here, yes. Have you encountered lag?
Yes, very big memory leaks on this game lately with this patch.
Okay. I have not so far, and I gotta say, last week Hoppa Fodder was fantastic in trying to resolve some lag spike issues with me and with edge case and stuff. So thank you very much, Hapafader. Uh-oh.
And this is where Hydro made a lot more sense, considering the smoke.
Yes. Nice dodge. Oh. Crap, I can't. Oh well.
At this point, I'm just looking an opening where I can actually push in and actually get my damage.
Yep. Yes, I was trying to steal a pick for Hoppa's content, but then of course the replay bug, I couldn't do it. Oh well, I keep forgetting to do that. So guys, if you get a chance, go on the World of Warships forums. There's a contest. All you have to do is take a screenshot of dodging torpedoes, post that in the forum link, and then you get like some camos and stuff. I mean, it's good stuff.
Trying to profit off of my achievements.
Yes, always. I'm sorry. No, not at all. That's fine. I got till like Sunday, so I'll be fine. I'll just do it tomorrow when I'm thinking about it, because I'll totally think about it. Not. Hey, Puddin', are you still here?
Yes.
Are you gonna draw?
As soon as this game's over, because somehow I didn't die.
Yeah. What are you playing? You still in that Holland game?
Yeah.
Wow. Outstanding. So you find that the Des Moines Legendary module is still a very good pick?
Yes. There's really no reason to not run it.
Ow, you slowed down right into that salvo. Everlance, yes, there is a bug that shows the wrong shell type being used in replays. It happens, don't worry.
Later on in the game, when the enemy actually pushes into my spawn, it shows a good example of why I run this mod.
Okay. Now you guys are up by 2 ships at this point. Both Shimas are center, okay. And here comes our drawing, guys, for subscriber camouflage. Yes, Puddin' is free.
It just tells you how passive this game is when there's literally almost no one being dead.
Mm-hmm. Oof, there goes your Haragumo. Hey!
Koala 2000 is now following.
Daddy Koala, thank you for the follow, my friend. And, oh, we have our winner. It's just Lobo. And he's been following for 3 hours, which is enough to win, if he's still here. Isn't that crazy, Duckman? I'll bet you wish you had as awesome of RNG as him.
It's the newcomer RNG bonus.
That's right. So why are you going back into A now?
The way I see it is the enemy is pushing from that flank, and that's basically how I can save my game when it comes to farming damage.
Kitsune_Predith is now following.
Okay, fair enough. Kitsune, thank you for the follow. Nice radar. You managed to catch the Shimakaze again. I don't think he was expecting that. Duckman, congratulations on your rocks. Cheers to your rocks, sir. So at this point, you figure you might as well just keep firing, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm actually just trying to bait shots from the Slava and Montana. Or I don't know what was behind it.
Sure.
And then just choking it with legendary mod. Gives a vision for my team, so...
Look, torpedoes. Duckman says he covers his rocks with vodka. Make them go down better. There you go. I'll drink to that. Looking forward to tonight. We're making some burgers, get some bacon. Can't wait. So, okay. Nothing much has changed in like the past 5 minutes, except for your Venezia is hunting the Midway.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah! Look at him up there on the A line. Uh-oh, now it's tied.
I was more or less frustrated with the team just sitting at A instead of... with the enemy team sitting in A instead of them pushing.
Yeah.
Saying they need the cap advantage.
Yep, well, you just have to wait, right? Be patient. They will come to you. It's like Darth Vader. He will come to me. I mean, that's Death's Weapon. Okay, Death's Weapon is a good player. He's in the Slava, so that's a problem. He's dipped with the Petropavlovsk. Okay. Alright, so you stayed smoked or concealed up so you can try to get away from here. Makes sense.
I was actually waiting for my radar to get
Yeah.
the Shima.
Gotcha. So outkills Montana, that's huge. That's really big, actually. Okay. And your carrier's doing a nice job of spotting him, too. Between the two of you guys, you should be killing him. Momentarily. There it is. Okay. Okay, so that frees up an awful lot of wiggle room for you now. Yeah, the Shima really screwed up getting closer to 10 kilometers, but that's on him.
He probably didn't know my radar. Reload
Wait,
time.
which is weird because, like I mentioned before, generally speaking, when I play the game, Americans 10 kilometer, Russians 12 kilometer. That's how I play it. So, okay.
Not necessarily the range, but I think he didn't know the reload time of my radar.
Sure. And you're out of radars now, so I mean that's a good point. Like if he had missed that radar, he'd be doing fine, right?
Yeah.
Hey Glacial, thanks for hanging out. Have fun. Good night. Enjoy your dinner. What's for dinner, by the way, Glacial? Deadliest is correct. You typically assume radar is available for use.
That was an example of why I run legendary mod. Even Slava can't catch with it.
Mexican layered lasagna. Oh my goodness, that sounds fantastic. Sounds fantastic. Nicely done, by the way. Puddin is about to redraw. Everybody check the chat. Tortillas, beans. I'm not a big beans person. Tortillas are great. I don't like beans. Reigning Recon wins. Reigning Recon, are you still here? And at this point, the enemy team is just running. Oh, Shimakaze Dev strikes the Minotaur. That's huge. It gives you more time to farm, right?
Yep. It just gave me an extra 20 seconds, maybe.
Sure. Reading Recon, I hope you're here. Petro kills this out. Another time extension. This is great. Now you get to farm the Thunderer. I would turn in here. I wouldn't turn out.
I wanted to give him broadside so he would actually shoot me.
Is the Des Moines unique unit 6 slot? Is it slot 6?
Yes, currently it is.
So they changed it because it used to be slot 5, right?
No, it was always 6, but
Oh, right.
according to that leaked list, it would have been moved to 5 in this patch, but they didn't do that, so...
That's where I'm getting confused because there's just so much information out there. It's hard to keep straight of what's what, you know? Huh, okay.
Currently it's still 6. I don't
Yeah.
know if Wargaming has plans to change it to 5, but...
Well, that was a nice game, and I think it showcased the benefits of the legendary module quite well. Huh.
It was kind of average, but... If you don't get these passive games, you can easily put out 200k.
Sure, sure.
I also managed to get 4 million potential out of this boat in a game.
I mean,
Just by using legendary mods, so that tells a lot about the ship.
that's pretty nice. I agree. Alright guys, Puddin is going to redraw. In the meantime, we're going to move to our stream ending portion. Of course, Speak Up, thank you so much for being a part of... Oh my god, and then you freaking win? That's rigged. That is rigged right there. That is rigged right there. Oh my goodness. But a big thanks to our cheers, Bilbro Shaggins, and our subscribers, Crimson Demon, It's Just Lobo, Skyring, and Morsob. And we got a whole bunch of new followers as well. Guys, I need 108 more people to follow. And I get $500 worth of Wargaming stuff to give away. As always, I need to know who you guys want me to raid. So I'm going to create a poll. And whoops, new poll. Here we go. It'll be a minute long, and I need you guys to tell me who to raid. Now, I've got a PM from Puddin who's recommending Rye Guy from 5D, so I can raid him. If anybody else has a recommendation, Mr. Moto and Game Prodigy, I see them. Okay, fine. I need any other recommendations to raid. Who's this? Min Hannibal 865. Okay, I'll put him on the list. Dort has 100, so if that's the case, Dort's fine. I like to raid people that are under 100 people viewing, as a way to help streamers out that maybe are relatively new to streaming. I don't know. I just feel like it's a way to help others. Grunty. I would like to put Grunty on the list. So let's put Grunty on the list. Okay, so I'm gonna put the vote up now. We got 5 possible people. 1 minute. Here's your vote right there. Okay, vote for who you want, guys. It's been a treat. I just I'm really sad. I've been very fortunate. In March, I was able to start streaming on weekdays. I achieved partner status. I achieved so much. I just need to thank all of you guys. God, I don't know what else to say. It's the end of a fantastic run. That's all I can say. School starting up, it sucks, but it is what it is, and thank you so much for sticking with it. Thanks so much for being a part of our stream. I'm just blown away by the level of support you guys have for me and my stream, and thank you so much, guys. Thanks for being a part of everything. We'll go to Sundays only. We're gonna still do streaming. We're still gonna do replay analysis. It's just it's gonna be once a week now. And that's gonna have to be the best that it can, right? I mean, for now, that is what it is. Vertilizer, thank you for the follow. Kitsune, if I forgot, thank you. Daddy Koala, thank you for the follow. Filtho Jack, thank you as well. And the Bone Jerks, thank you for the follow. I think I might have forgotten some people. But cheers to all of you. Cheers to all of you. When you get in, please say hello. That's the Zathwave, that's a circle with a slash. As you all know, please send me replays. And Sunday, I'm looking forward to doing more replays with you guys. On my channel, my YouTube channel, I'll probably start posting Valkyria Chronicles replays. I'll just record them on myself. It'll feel weird, but I'll do it. Because I want to share that part of my life with you guys. So... Puddin', do you want to say anything? Anybody else want to say anything?
Yeah, just give Rai Guy a follow because he's got to get affiliate, guys.
There you go. 3 seconds. Guys, take care. I'll see you on Sunday. Giving away good things. And that's the stream.